trying to worm the cats this week with the worming tablets, and oh my god, what a fucking mission that is. They're just not eating their food. I've tried crushing it up, halving it, shoving it into the food. I've tried, and they're just like, nah, no thanks. I go out and get a fucking mouse, bring in the mouse, play with the mouse, torture the mouse, eat the mouse. So they're not having a bar of it. Like,
what are you going to do?
Well, I might have to get one of those, like, you know, those tubes you get that they're obsessed with. You know, that those tube foods, the treats in the tube.
Oh yeah, the Licky Licks.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's only because they're so obsessed with them. It's just me trying to figure out a way of maybe crushing it up and having them lick that. I don't fucking know.
That's actually genius. Do that because, yeah, all cats are obsessed with them. That's the best way to get it in, but only do a little bit so you can make sure that they do take the medicine and they don't just lick around it.
If anyone else has any suggestions, like, please message me. I'm sure dogs are the same. Like, they're licking around it. Everything. I mean, there's 2 bowls of food now just going to waste inside in their eating area, and the little wankers are just looking at me as if to say, like, we know what you did, and we're not having a fucking bar of it. And then they just pissed off outside. I was like, you little fucking wankers. And I really want to
It's
get them
baffling,
worms.
isn't it?
Oh, I want them worms so bad because they got into, like, Sandra went out hunting and he got some pigs and they got into the liver. And, well, I mean, pigs, even for humans, like, they have to be frozen right, cooked right, everything, because that's what gives us parasites. And I'm sure, once again, message me and tell me this. I'm sure, like, cats surely break down better than we do. So, but I mean, they're overdue a worming.
It's just crazy how they know there's medicine in there, isn't it? Like, just mental.
They're so fussy anyway. Like, you know, even just changing the meat from, like, rabbit and hare to like,
well, we all remember what happened when I tried that, and I walked off. I can't even remember what I got them, venison and something. Walked off and came back to the kitchen, and it was all over the cupboards. They had literally thrown it. They were so disgusted that I had not fed them rabbit and hare.
Be appreciative. We took you in your hour of need.
Exactly. The shame.
Oh my god, little wankers. On another note, I've got my appointment with the accountant on Monday to talk about the end of year books, and I smashed my revenue by $7,000. So we wrote down targets, and I had the highest target, and I smashed it by 7,000. So I'm super stoked. But when we were talking about it, there was a little bit of me that was like, oh, she was like, oh my god, we'll do better, like, you know, the year coming. And I was like, I don't think I can. I had no holiday, I had no life, I was doing like 70-hour weeks. I was absolutely wankered. I'm really tired. I'm catching up. I've gone really internal since the retreat because it made me realize I was just jumping from work to home to food to bed to podcasts to work. And I was just like, okay, I'm in normal hours now, so that's a good thing. And obviously, the difference will be that I've got a staff member, so that's really good.
Yeah.
So hopefully, like, we still do. Obviously, we're still going to make really good, like, targets and stuff when I talk to her on Monday, and I'm excited to know more of the figures of what I may owe or what I may be owed back. Fingers crossed.
That's amazing. Yeah, you'll probably get something back. You always do. I'm now, as I am this time every year, in the absolute pit of trying to get money together by August to pay the giant bill. So yeah, it's stressful at times, but yeah, just getting through. And
I've kind of just left that aside though, because I've gone through the waves and the motions of having obviously someone in the salon with me, where at first you're like, oh my God, is there enough work for somebody else? But then you're like, Grainne, like you can't keep going the way you're going either. And I've had a few people message about the whole, starting to freak out, and their books aren't looking like they're getting busy fast enough, and they're usually booked out in advance, but now they've got someone else, so the appointments are obviously more spread out. And I've been through that wave now of the freak out, and I got through it pretty calmly. I think I just kept on, like, I absolutely have 100% no doubt in my mind after working with Tara that, like, she's going to get booked up on her own accord. And she has been busy, and some days can be a bit lacking, but that's only understandable. She's only been there a month, and I'm trying to tell other people that if you're in that in between stage, and it's not going to help by freaking out, you're actually going to block it. Think of it like money blockages, and we've done so much work on that, and I still have so much more work to do. But I dived into all that stuff just a little bit again, so that I could calm my mind about the fact that, like, I have certainty it's all going to be amazing. And for me, thankfully, it has been, and it's only going to get better, which it has to, for me to maintain doing normal hours. I love when people come in and they're like, "Oh, there you are, printing money." I'm like, I may be busy, but fuck, I get raped.
Well, I mean, there is anyway, and anyone listening that is panicking at this time of year, like, there is genuinely, this is a trend that happens this time of the year across all industries. Everyone has a dip. It's the time when, no matter what side of the world you're on, everyone is on holiday. Whether you're in summer or winter, everyone is on holiday. And, people have tax looming, that it's always a dip here. It's like the January dip, the way there's always a drop there. And it's the same thing. And in September, it just picks up again, and we forget that ever happened until next year comes around. We're in a panic again of just, But I've seen it across all my clients of all industries. Everyone is quiet at the moment. And, it doesn't help that World War III is lingering in the air.
For the fourth time in our lifetime.
Yeah, the panic. So, yeah, just chill, everyone. It's going to be okay. Just get through to September and everything will be picking up again.
Yeah, and obviously there's many things for a first in a business that you can freak out about. Opening, getting a staff member, there's, that freak out is going to happen, and you're just going to get more and more used to it. And then you'll learn how to deal with it better as time goes on in general. Like, the circumstance might change, but the freak out could be the same, and you just learn to deal with the freak out. Easy peasy. I'm behind on my payments for my Q&A products, which is obviously the bread and butter of the salon, because that's our color and everything. And I just messaged the brand new rep, who I've only briefly met once, who came into the salon unannounced. I was like, crap, I wanted to talk to him. I can't talk to him while I'm doing a client's hair. And I messaged him and I was like, you don't need my excuses of why I'm behind on my payments, but on the other side of that coin, I do need to make an order. How are we going to make this work? Here's the order. And he was like, okay, let's go. I'm like, let's dance. This is how.
How do you feel about having a man?
That's not. I mean, for me, that absolutely makes no difference whatsoever. He's actually a man who, Vanessa, the one that we're mourning, she was his rep. He has a salon with his partner, and I think his partner has come in and taken over the salon while he has stepped up to do this job. So my comfort level. Awesome. I mean, that couldn't be any good. Some people come into these jobs and they've not worked ever as a hairdresser, like reps in any industry. If they've not ever worked in the industry, it's just a little bit harder to kind of have that little bit of understanding of what it's like to be on the tools, regardless of the industry. So when he was like, oh, this is what I do in my salon, and this is what we're doing now, and Vanessa was my rep as well. So the fact that he knows how she kind of functions and roles and how she treated us as clients, I think is huge benefit to him to win people over, because people loved her. Like, you
Yeah.
know, I know a lot of people that like miss her. So fair play to him. He's filling some big shoes, but he came in confident, he came in strong, introduced himself, gave me a little lowdown, which obviously helped with me being like, oh, this is okay, this is good. And of course, that's the fucking first message he gets off me. I'm like, so.
It is amazing. Like I went to a mentor event this week in Queenstown, and just it's just remembering that just how I mean, like we have each other, so we haven't really needed to outsource as much. But having someone else there and just the accountability of saying, I'm going to do this, or if I didn't have you to bounce off, and like last year said I was going to launch my courses, I wouldn't feel so guilty. Not that you're pressuring me in any way, but whenever I bring it up, I feel the pressure because I'm now accountable because I said I'd do it. And I just think it's such a powerful thing having a mentor in your corner, and just somebody that's whether they've been in your industry or not, somebody that just actually goes through it. And this the New Zealand business mentors, they actually volunteer, the mentors do. So I think
What?
that's really impressive that you know people actually take out some of their time to help small business owners grow and just get comfortable and jump over those hurdles with some advice and just weekly or monthly chats. It's incredible. Like, what an incentive and what a lovely thing.
That's incredible. You're giving back. There's a lot to be said for
Mm,
giving back. And I'm sure they learn a lot by putting their own practices like into a structure or into actually helping people.
yeah.
So what happened when you go to something like that? Like do you get assigned somebody or is it just what
Well, I
happens?
I just kind of went to the event. So I actually had a mentor, one of their mentors. God, it was about 4 years ago. But then I had to up and leave to the UK, so mine was kind of cut short. So I was just touching base again. They just did an event where they had a mentor and a mentee come and talk and just share their experiences. And it was just kind of, the awareness of it and getting it out there that, this is a tool that people can use. So, look it up if you're keen to kind of explore. You get matched. So it's a bit like they described it as like a dating website. You kind of put in your preferences and then a list comes up of the mentors that match it. And then, yeah, you kind of like click on ones that you'd be keen to work with. And then someone behind the scenes matches you perfectly with who would suit you.
Interesting. It sounds actually a little bit more intense than a dating app because a mentor is a very important
Well,
person.
and that it
You're
probably
putting
actually works.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Fuck. Because, you're trusting them with your business stuff. Like,
Yeah.
so that's important to be, that's really, really cool. I mean, it has to be what, governmentally funded for
Yeah,
all the
it's
website
a
stuff?
government. I think it's part of or an arm of the Regional Business Network, which I am a member of.
Amazing.
Mm, yeah, it was really cool. Really cool. Like,
And
felt
it's all happening
lifted.
in Cromwell. Yeah, good, good. It's good to come
Mm,
out of those things feeling like you're going to go home and open the laptop and just fucking smash it.
yeah. Yeah, it was really good. And I actually I made a buddy friend. I don't know if she might listen to this because I said listen to our podcast. I was spreading the word about the podcast. So yeah, I met up with someone who's also launching courses in HR, and so we're going to try and meet up for a coffee and just chat because we're kind of on the same journey. So that's cool.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. And then, God, I couldn't even imagine being in HR right now. What a fucking shit show. I have some people that work in HR that come into the salon, and I tell you what, like, I had a little dose of like the online shop this week. It happens every now and then, like 95% of the time, there's no bother. My parcels go out within 48 hours. People have their parcels. The email goes out to be like, how was your experience, etc. But then like there's some people and it literally just goes to the polar opposite. And emails are nothing short of abuse. Like people are so unbelievably privileged. Like you could just ask for the tracking number. Like just as a starting point. But you're trying to smile through the fucking email back. And one in particular, one basically, I was like, have you checked your mailbox? Because it says delivered and it was a week ago. And she's like, oh, there it is. It was in my mailbox.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was there the whole fucking time. But instead of checking her mailbox, she decided to go down the route of abusing me via email. I mean, honestly, you get these emails and you just think, you panic, like, ah! and all these threats come with it, and it's like, it's a fucking $25 product that you got at 20% off. Cool your fucking jets. I prefer to give you the money back and just tell you to fuck off. But it was in her mailbox, and then the other one went crazy, even crazier, and I got the tracking number. Always keep the tracking number, and it was at the Auckland depot, and obviously it didn't say delivered, so this person did not get their parcel. And I sent it like back in the 25th of last month, which is outrageous. They didn't get their parcel. So I said to her, I was like, okay, here's your tracking number. It says that it's at the depot, and and she's like, well, ring them and find it. Like, honestly, everything was so blunt, and you're trying to be fucking nice back. Not nice, but at least, obviously you're professional. And do you know what? I did it. I had a few minutes in work. I rang them up. They were super nice. I said, I'm the sender. And they were like, okay, it's in the depot because we can't find that address. That address, it doesn't, there is like, that's a part of an address. So then I went back and I had a look at the address. I sent them a screenshot and I said, you didn't fill your address out properly, is what, or they're saying, your address isn't correct. And then she just sent the address sorted out.
Wow.
Even though they got the address wrong. Like, and I was like, no. So I said to the guy on the phone, I'm like, okay, thank you very much. I actually have to get back to work. Thank you for the information. Here's the address, because obviously I had the address because she sent it quickly and aggressively. And I gave them the address and they were like, oh, can you hold so we can, check all this? And I was like, I actually can't. So they gave me a case number. So when you ring them up, you just type in the case number and you get straight through to talk about it. So I sent her the case number. I said, here's the case number. Here's your tracking number. I've sent them, I've told them now your actual address. So fingers crossed, you'll have it soon, but it could be next week because it's Friday afternoon. And she's like, I tried calling. This number doesn't do anything. I was like, goodbye. Like, goodbye. She's like, sort it out. Get it to my door. I'm like, no. Like, HR, I mean, you talk to this girl. Like, honestly, I couldn't even imagine. And how much fucking pussies are in the workplace as well. Somebody farted too close to me. No.
Wow. I'm like, are you okay?
I hear some crazy ass stories, man. There are some fucking people out there looking for so much fucking attention. The pity party is real. And honestly, HR, the shit they have to deal with, even just by telling them something politely, like the owners are called in, lawyers are called in. One of my clients owns a couple of businesses and she's had to bring her lawyer to the table just because they told somebody, like, you're getting called up to have a chat with because we've proof that you're robbing from us. And they were just like, well, how else do you expect me to live? It's so expensive out there. Fuck you.
Blimey. Like I was thinking with the emails though, do you think now, because people are so used to talking to like AI chats where, you just bark at them, like on your bank and whatever, and you're just like, give me a phone number. Because you don't want to faff about with all the questions and say yes and say no. And you just want to, do what you need to do. So the way they're emailing you is as if they think you're just a chatbot on the other end. You're not a human.
Well, if that's the case, the world is going down a real worrying road. And probably I will try and smash out as much as I can before I lose my shit so I can buy a block in the middle of a valley someplace where no cunt can disturb me, because it's just crazy. And people probably deal with this obviously a lot more than I do, like customer service, HR. Oh my God. It's just not good for the soul. So, yeah, there is a possibility that maybe, but like, read the room and know that you're emailing a person. Like,
I know. It's just, people have got, I mean, and especially in big cities, they're used to dealing with, buying things online and talking to like China. So they are, used to just barking at people. But it's still not on really. I mean, I would never expect, if something didn't arrive, I would look at the tracking number and I would do the research. I wouldn't phone the supplier. I would, like, so for example, like my mattress, when I ordered a mattress a few months ago, I got a tracking number when I ordered it. And, it'd been quite a while. So I then looked up the tracking number and it said it'd been delivered. And I was like, what? No, it hasn't. How can you just miss a mattress? Like, there's no way I've missed this. So I phoned the courier company and was like, hey, so apparently you're delivering my mattress, but apparently you've already delivered it, but I don't have it. And it's a queen mattress. And they were like, oh, hold on, let me call you back. And I don't know whether they had delivered it to the wrong house and just kind of fudged it, but he phoned me back and was like, oh no, you've got the wrong tracking number. Yours is out for delivery today. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. Well, as long as it's coming. And I was like, is it?
That was marked off as delivered.
It arrived all safe. And that was, I mean, God, when was that? That was like in February or something. And then it was like 2 weeks ago, I got this random phone call from this woman going, hi, I'm just calling up about your mattress and just your query on whether it's going to be delivered. And I was like, that was months ago. What are you talking about?
Somebody's a little bit delayed.
On a funny note of just being a bit disruptive and being a bit playful, have you seen the New Zealand police, their social media at the moment?
No, I honestly have been living under a rock. What anything got to do with New Zealand? Anything has to be lighthearted and funny, because this country.
Oh, I know. Like, I mean, this country just makes me smile so much because, the police, who are supposed to be really stern and sensible and we stick by the rules and, everyone hates us because we mess up all your fun, are having a fucking ball on social media. Like, seriously, they've launched this campaign. I don't know actually what it's called, but I think it might be around please reply, because that's what they write all the time. But basically what they're doing is they're posting like a picture. So it's a recruitment campaign. They're trying to get the word out to recruit new people to join the police force and trying to make it, so that people understand that it is actually fun and it's a really good place to work. And oh my God, they are just hilarious. So they've been just putting their brand, like their logo and all their colors and, the pattern that's on the cars on like Air New Zealand planes, and then just posting it going, please reply, Air New Zealand. It's like... So then everyone is like, the comments and the shares are crazy. They did Skyline, Queenstown. They rebranded the gondola. They did the Blue Line. Is it Blue Line Ferry? They like did that, and it's just please reply. And it's like, as if it's a stern message from the police, please reply. And it's actually just a big fat joke.
Wouldn't you love to be the marketing person behind that and just like having all the fun?
I mean, the envy of and they reply every comment that people have commented. They reply with something funny. Like, it is just brilliant. Like, their social media team needs a bloody award. It was hilarious. And it made me think of Aldi, the supermarket. I don't know if it's over here. I think it might be in Australia, but it's definitely in the UK and Europe. But Aldi they always, like, they're kind of known for taking the piss out of other supermarkets. And they did recently, they've done one on M&S. They did like a strawberry sandwich, and they posted a picture saying that Marks and Spencer's are going to get in trouble for this. And so it set everyone off but it's because they did one a few months ago when the movie Wicked came out. And when the poster was launched of the big green evil witch, they put, something about like, I didn't know Waitrose was sponsoring Wicked, and, just totally taking the piss out of other supermarkets. And I just think this kind of disruptive, fun marketing just, it shocks, but it makes people laugh and doesn't make people get offended. And that's hard to do.
Well, it's nice to see the police are having a bit of fucking fun.
Isn't it? Like, I love their page anyway. They always do dances and stuff. Like, they're so funny, the New Zealand police.
My God, I do live under a rock.
You've got to follow them.
Yeah, my only experience with the police is like when I'm trying to go into the salon, and I'm such a typical hairdresser. I've got all my hands full trying to carry everything at the one time. And if the cops are like coming down the road, they'll put the sirens on full belt, and I'll get a fucking heart attack, and I'll drop everything, and then they're laughing out the window at me, and they're waving, and and I'm like, fucking bastards! And they're just laughing their heads off, speeding off.
I've got one of my cats here. Oh, she's about to get on the laptop. She's just been watching you from the side. Are you going to get up? She's just literally like, her face is against your face on the screen. She's like, that's Grainne. What's Grainne doing on the screen? I'm scared that she's going to get on the laptop and it's just going to clunk us out.
Imagine the whole podcast gone out the window.
Yeah. But another thing I've been practicing, well, recently and for quite some time, really, and it was something that you suggested to me probably about 2 years ago. And it was that high-low gratitude practice before bed of like, first of all, like before you go to bed, like just saying out loud the low points of your day just to clear that energy out of you, and then follow it by your high points of the day that you fall asleep to. So you're kind of digesting all of that badness and getting it out, and then bringing in the good and smiling while you fall asleep.
Yeah. And you've been doing that?
Yeah. Yeah, I love it.
Nice. That's good. That's good. It's a good habit to start doing. If you love it, then, I mean, keep doing it. Because I've been meditating every morning and I have just been loving it. My morning routine, absolutely love it. I light the fire. I make my nutrient drink. I make myself and Sandra a coffee. My earphones go on and my red light mask. So I look fucking mental. But the red light mask is great because you have to be in it for 10 minutes. So you kind of can't really do anything anyway. So with the earphones on, I got guided meditation. So I've just been loving it. It sets me up for the day so fantastically. Yeah. Whereas at nighttime, I swear to God, I'm asleep by like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Sandra's like, oh, sleeping already? We had friends over last night, and I was like, oh, it's 10:30. I've got to go to bed. I'm like an old woman.
I know. Well, I went to see this Aussie guy play in the week, and it was amazing because we had to be there at 6:30. It started at 7. It finished at 8:30, so I was home by 9 and ready to go to bed. And I was like, "Oh, that's just my perfect night."
Perfect. That is absolutely ideal. I mean, we got all dressed up and went to that ball last Saturday night, and we were home by 10:30.
I know, but that's, you know what? As long as you had a good time, it served its purpose. So that's totally fine.
Yeah, but we left just when the scales was tipping in the direction of super shit-faced, and I was with two people that weren't drinking, and I really wasn't in the mood to drink a lot. I had a couple of champagnes, but the majority of the drinks that I drank were because people were coming over saying hello, and you got a free champagne when you came in the door. But the pre-parties must have been out the gate because people were fucked going to the ball. So they kept on. So they'd see me and they'd like, Grainne, and they'd come over to the table to say hello and leave their champagne down. I just drank their champagne. I was just like, oh, well, the queue for the bar was way too big for me to care about queuing in it. Oh my God, we're so old.
I know. I've now done 2 weeks with no wine. I'm quite proud of myself.
What have
Like
you been drinking
before this,
instead?
I think the most I've done is 2 days.
What have you been drinking instead? That's the fucking.
Well, I've
That's the
actually
million dollar.
got. Do you know what? So I was like, so I've been drinking like Coke Zero and stuff, but then I've started getting like acid reflux because I think I've got so much acidity in my stomach. It's coming up to my throat. So I was like, God, I've got to stop drinking Coke. So then I was like trying to think back to the day of when I wasn't allowed fizzy drinks and we'd drink Ribena. So I went to the supermarket. Ribena is $15. So I've got the
Oh
cheap
yeah,
one for $4 and it tastes
yeah,
just the same.
yeah. No, Ribena is absolutely an arm and a leg over here.
Yeah.
It's not allowed in
How?
our house. I don't
How is
know
it so expensive?
because it obviously it's imported. Like, where does Ribena come from?
Yeah, but it's probably about £1 at home. Like, how is
Oh,
it $15 here?
Ribena is the cheap one at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, get some Ribena, we're broke. Like,
Yeah. I mean, that's probably what we lived on because it's basically water. It's just a bit of syrup. And
yeah. No, I have no idea. Sandro, do you know why? Why Ribena is so expensive here? Okay, well, if you don't have a simple answer, then forget about it. We don't want to. There's never a simple answer. Never mind then. Yeah.
He's like,
well,
"Are you
here's
recording?"
to grateful practices, worming your cats and smashing those targets. What an episode.